Good morning. I'm Vice Mayor Shanika Smith, the Chair of the Boards and Commissions Committee. I would like to welcome you all to the May 10th remote meeting. All council members and staff are participating virtually. For today's meeting, we have the option for people to call in and comment live during the meeting. To call in and comment live, use the number 855-925-2801, meeting code 9478. Your phone will be muted and you will hear the meeting live. At this point, speakers will need to push *3 to enter the speaker queue. I will now go through and introduce all committee members and staff who are participating virtually. Please make sure that you mute your microphone when you're not speaking. Council and staff, I'll call your name. Please say a quick hello. Councilwoman Antoinette Mosley.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Kim Roney.
Good morning.
Deputy City Clerk Sarah Gross. Sarah, did I hear you?
Oh, I muted. I was on mute. Good morning.
Okay. And Assistant Clerk Jerry Goldberg.
Good morning.
And we also have Ms. Peggy Rowe.
Good morning.
From our City Manager's Office. Okay, first order of business is to approve the March 8th meeting minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the March 8th minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I'll do a roll call vote for approval. Councilwoman Mosley.
Aye.
Councilwoman Roney.
Aye.
And myself, aye. The minutes have been approved. Now I'll go to public comment. We'll open up the public comment section for a half hour. Is there anybody in the speaker queue for public comment?
There are no callers in the speaker queue.
Okay, we'll move on to our new business. We have a couple of appointments to make. Affordable Housing Advisory Commission. We have one vacancy. The chair has recommended Wayna Smith to fill that vacancy, but we have all gone over the applications. Is there a recommendation or comment from the committee on that appointment?
This is Kim. With reviewing the recommendations, I noticed that Jessica Phelan also has a lot of experience with the lending side, and I was curious if we have an express need for that on the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee.
That recommendation or that express need has not been made known to me as the liaison. So with that said, I'm actually inclined to support the chair's recommendation. Just let me know when you're ready for a motion.
So here's the thing with me. Miss Elena has applied for more than one board on today, and she got a recommendation from both chairs. I'm not sure of her level of time commitment, but reading through her application and her background, I found her to be a good fit for Human Relations Commission as well. For Affordable Housing Advisory Commission, I'm very impressed by Emily Axeman. And these are the reasons why. She has a lot of project experience in the area that we are aiming to go. Low income tax credit projects, permanent supportive housing projects, income restricted housing projects. I would like to make a recommendation for Emily Axeman to the Affordable Housing Advisory Commission.
And adding to that, I will say that with Ms. Smith being appointed or up for appointment for both Affordable Housing Advisory and the Human Relations Commission, the HRCA is having a lot of conversations around housing, and I think her appointment to the Human Relations Commission would be really strong. Nuwana Smith. So in this situation, I would second if you were making a motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'll do a roll call vote for approval. Councilwoman Mosley. Okay, you're muted, but I got you.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing for
affordable housing?
Affordable housing or okay. Aye.
Okay. Councilwoman Roney.
Aye.
And myself, aye. That is an approval for a recommendation to appoint Emily Axeman to the Affordable Housing Advisory Commission. Okay, we move on to Board of Electrical Examiners. We've been here for a long time looking for a journeyman. I think we have a recommendation to seat, what is his name? I have it here, Garrett Twist.
This is Kim, and I would make a motion that we appoint Jonathan Knox. He's a member of the IBEW and has the journeyman card, so he is eligible for this because all of our applications are in the county, but we need this level of expertise. That's why my motion is for Jonathan Knox.
Point of information. I did check on the eligibility of Mr. Knox.
Thank you for that point of clarification. In that case, I'll make a motion to recommend the appointment of Garrett Twist.
I'll second. I think Antoinette's having some technical issues. Well, not technical, but there's a fire alarm going off. It's fine.
Vice Mayor, you seconded
I'm
that?
gonna come back in because I can't. So I'm gonna leave and then take it on my phone.
Okay, that's fine.
Vice Mayor, you seconded that? I missed the
I
second.
did. I did.
Can we wait a minute so the internet can get to
Yeah,
a
we'll
place
take a-
that's safe?
We'll take a break because I think she's going to have to relocate. So cue the music, Sarah.
Just don't sing.
That's where I was going to go to. I'll stay on mute for that music reason.
Okay, we got you back. Okay, we have a motion and a second to recommend the appointment of Garrett Twist. I'll do a roll call vote for approval. Councilwoman Mosley. Uh-oh, we lost her. Okay, there we got you back.
You're muted. Councilwoman Mosley, are you off mute?
Aye.
Okay, got you. Okay, Councilwoman Roney.
Aye.
And myself, aye. The motion carries for the recommended appointment of Garrett Twist. Now we move to the Civic Center, I believe. Yeah, the Civic Center Commission. We have one vacancy. We had 5 applicants. The chair actually gave us 3 recommendations in order of preference. The first one is, remind me his last name, Chad. I have it written.
Evans.
Excuse me?
Chad Evans.
Evans.
Okay. Chad Evans, Todd Cash, and then the other Todd. I don't have his information right here before me. I'm toggling.
Dunnick.
Great. With the recommendations, the 3 recommendations from the chair, and I think we have the liaison, Councilwoman Mosley here. Is there a recommendation from the committee for appointment?
Yes, I recommend Chad Evans for appointment to the Civic Center Commission.
Okay. I'll second that. With the motion in a second, I'll do a roll call vote for approval. Councilwoman Mosley,
Aye.
Councilwoman Roney,
Aye.
and myself, aye. The motion carries for the recommended appointment of Chad Evans. For the Historic Resources Commission, we have 1 vacancy, but no applications received. So we'll just re-advertise for that. We'll move on to Human Relations Commission. And we had a little discussion about this before. There are 5 vacancies. We've received 4 applicants. 3 are not in the city of Asheville, but this seems to be an exception because we've been having trouble placing members on this commission. So what do we say about this?
Well, as the liaison for this, number one, we have just made all of these vacancies official, some of them based on attendance. So some of these vacancies are new. We are essentially seeing a full turnover at the Human Relations Commission almost entirely. So what I would recommend right now is that we follow the recommendations for Nawana Smith and Ashley Wilberding, and then re-advertise, pointing out that we need some youth voices. We now have no youth voices on the committee. So appoint 2 of the 4 would be my recommendation.
Okay, any other comments from the committee? Okay, and that was the motion, Kim?
Correct. This is a motion to recommend the appointment of Nawana Smith and Ashley Wilberding.
Okay, I'll second that motion. And we'll do a roll call vote for approval. Councilwoman Mosley,
Aye.
Councilwoman Roney,
Aye.
and myself, aye. That motion carries for the recommended appointment of Wayna Smith and Ashley Wilberding. Okay, the Neighborhood Advisory Committee, here's another vacancy, a vacancy for the seat that represents 28801 zip code.
If I may add some information for this this committee, the Boards and Commissions Committee.
Okay.
I am the liaison to the Neighborhood Advisory Committee and the Multimodal Transportation Commission. Right now, we've been 4 months without a liaison between those two. The last liaison from Neighborhood Advisory Committee to Multimodal was Anna Sexton, who's now an employee of the city. And the one before that was Phil Linowitz. The Neighborhood Advisory Liaison to Multimodal does not vote on the multimodal, but I have seen those recommendations about our multimodal infrastructure in neighborhoods be an invaluable conversation and liaison role. In the last 3 meetings of the Neighborhood Advisory Committee, they have sought out if an existing member of NAC could be that liaison, and we haven't yet found someone who's both willing and available. Because the meeting is on a different day. So it's asking folks to attend 2 meetings. So as the liaison, I called all of the applicants for this appointment to 28801. I have not heard from all of them. I did speak with Dane and Jake. Jake expressed interest specifically in multimodal infrastructure in the neighborhoods and uses multimodal transportation. Dane is also willing. Tracy expressed interest, but doesn't at this time have capacity for the multimodal as well. She also noted that she applied for this appointment 2 years ago. So I know that we normally keep applications on file for a year, but that made me curious if we have been holding applications longer. And if we do we circle back to make sure folks have interest and capacity still? Because a lot has changed in the past couple of years. So I'd understand that we keep them on for longer, but just curiosity around whether or not we follow up. And then lastly, it's just a note to me that Carl, who applied, has lived in almost every Asheville zip code. So there could be some benefit there. I do not know if he's available for the multimodal appointment, but because we have 2 applicants who are, I just wanted to bring up that Dane and Jake are both eligible and interested in attending as the multimodal liaison, which would be a big help for NAC.
Okay. Yeah, I can appreciate your interest. My only question would be, was Mr. Sherlocka the liaison to the Multimodal Commission? Was he that liaison?
No, and we don't have to appoint someone.
You're just seeing the opportunity. Yeah.
Right. And mostly because the Neighborhood Advisory Committee has struggled to find someone who's already on NAC and is able to do the liaison role. That leaves an opening on multimodal, but by not having this liaison. So yeah, if we don't have someone currently on NAC, it's just something that we need to keep an eye on for future appointments, including this one. It's an opportunity. It doesn't have to be this appointment.
Okay, Jerry?
Yeah, I want to clarify that our records indicate that Ms. Fagan Brown, is that who I think you said, Councilwoman Roney, applied June of last year. So it has not been quite a year, so we would not have checked with her. And what we are doing now, when we receive their application, it states their application will remain on file for 1 year, and after that, they would need to reapply. I've started sending out, we didn't follow up in any way, generally, although I had started a couple months ago calling to see or sending emails to see if people were interested, and that just really became unmanageable. So I'm just sending emails saying your application is more than a year old. You'll need to reapply if you want to be considered for future appointments at this time.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'm inclined to lift Carl Knight, and this is the reason why. The individual who resigned was Mr. Sherlocka. He's a man of color. He worked very deeply within community. Working at the Eddington Center, he does a lot of business development with people of color as well. Mr. Carl Knight, the applicant Carl Knight, he was the only applicant representing this section of town, Central Asheville, that spoke about the diverse population within 28801 and the opportunity to have diverse voices and lived experience. So I can appreciate that because that census tract has a lot of deep needs. And being that he mentioned that and he saw his appointment as representing those voices, I would like to lift Carl Knight as the representative of 28801 on NAC. Is there a second?
Second. And I also think that, as I mentioned earlier, Carl Knight's application, he's lived in almost every Asheville zip code. So I think that he has a lot to bring to NAC.
And I think he also mentioned that his wife is Anna Priest. I think she serves on SACY. So maybe she can encourage him to serve on multimodal for that environmental interest. So motion and a second. I'll do a roll call vote. Councilwoman Mosley.
Aye.
Councilwoman Roney.
Aye.
And myself, aye. That motion carries for the recommended appointment of Carl Knight. And that's it. Well, that's it for new business. Unfinished business, we have an update on our annual reports from Jerry Goldberg.
I'm going to apologize. I forgot to remove that from your script, from the notes. That was last month, so you all have all that. There's nothing new on the annual reports. We have Deputy Clerk Sarah Gross will give an update on the restructure.
Okay.
Yep, just a quick update and a reminder that we have a work session this afternoon at 2:30. This work session is divided up into 3 parts. The first being some history and background of the initiative and how we got here, especially today. The second part being where a lot of the emphasis will be is on council committees. So looking at a proposal to realign council committees with the comprehensive plan and council's vision. So we'll kind of walk through what that could like. We're not asking for any council decision, but we are looking for some feedback and as to if we're heading in the right direction. Council committees could really be a foundational part or piece as we look to what a restructure could look like. The third part of this work session is an update on the boards and commissions restructure. Again, no decisions or anything. We just wanted to update you on the goals of the restructure and what we've heard to this point. So it's gonna be a good time. Any questions, concerns?
Not yet. We'll wait till the work session.
That's good.
Okay, so that's the end of our meeting. If there's no more discussion, we'll move on to public comment.
If I may, Vice Mayor, I just wanted to put this in your thoughts to consider. July and August meetings, council typically only goes to 1 meeting a month in July and August, and it's usually the 4th Tuesday, not the 2nd. So to consider if you want to keep this committee meeting on the 2nd Tuesday, or if you want to discuss rescheduling. And of course, that can be voted on next month if you do want to change that. But I just wanted you to start thinking about that.
Well, ladies, let's take a look at our calendars between now and the next time we meet, and we'll have a discussion about that. I think they normally try to push to 1 council meeting a month in the summer so we can make a little time for vacation with our families. So I think that's the reason why. So we would, instead of having it on a 2nd Tuesday, we would push it to the 4th Tuesday. And Kim, I believe public safety is like the 4th Tuesday. I think, yeah. So we'll have to work through that, but I'll be willing to take a load on the 4th Tuesday instead of, just having that 1 meeting early in the month. But we'll talk about that next meeting. With no public comment, right? I mean, nobody in the speaker queue, or yes?
Correct.
No one?
Nope, nobody.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. I'll see you all at 2:30.